Yeah, hi. So lots of people ask me, do you have a 3D printer? Do you print these at home? And the answer is no, for a couple of reasons. One, they're expensive. Two, they sometimes give off a lot of fumes. There's lots of different materials, and you're never really sure which ones you want. And then we found out that like sometimes we use the what's called FDM, which is the sort of one most people have at home, where it lays down like little pasta lines of plastic that melt together, and that's how they make the parts, by building them up. And there's other ways. One's called SLS, sintered laser or something or other. That's not what the last S is. um, but this way, I found this company called Craft Cloud. They're based out of Germany, and I really, really like them. They don't do anything. They're a middleman. So they have lots and lots of vendors. Let's see. Well, anyways, you can see they claim to have 21 different printing technologies, 139 different materials. They've produced tons of parts. Well, they don't actually produce anything, but what they do is they have a bunch of vendors. I was wondering where the list of vendors was, but let's just say they have like 200 different vendors, companies that are willing to accept your electronic CAD file as an input, and then you tell them what materials and what colors and stuff like that, and then they send your design out to all these companies, and they all bid on it electronically. So it's all been automated. So in the course of about 2 minutes, you will get people bidding, not people, companies bid to build your part. And I thought I would just real quickly walk you through like what that looks like for me. So these are a bunch of models I already have up there. I've done a few things. Most are car parts, but some are other things. But anyways, here's that license pocket, the same one, right? So I'll select him, and I'll say let's go look. Let's go see what we have. And so then over here, they're showing you like if you want to narrow down the sorts of materials that are available and the type of the way they make it. And you can specify all the stuff, but like right now, it's already going here and sent it out to a bunch of companies, and now it's come back, and I could see over here. So there's 139 materials available. Um, so for this particular one, so you can see like it's 88 bucks to do it in nylon, 16 bucks to use to print it in PLA. PLA is great, like it says, for prototypes. It's usually what we do. We print it out the cheapest possible way until we have it fitting properly, and then we will switch, like in some cases, to this SLS nylon, uh, which you can see it's quite a bit more money. But this part isn't actually. I can search for it. Let's see, where's the search here? I want to do PETG. So here it is. So over here I'll say like, okay, I want to select PETG as the material. So I click here. Then it asks you like, uh, this infill stuff is like if you want it completely solid, that's what 100% infill is. If you want it to sort of have internal hollowness, but sort of a grid, like a honeycomb sort of pattern or something internally, so it uses less material, and typically you don't lose a lot of strength. So we've gotten away most times. Most of the parts we use are just the standard 20% infill. We have done an ABS project where I chose 100%. So I'll select 20% infill. That's free because that's what they default to. And then you can choose colors. White in this case is going to be white or black. I think is free because a lot of these things are free because they're super common colors, or in like the case of nylon, you have to dye it sometimes. So we were always going on this part for silver. So silver, they're going to charge me another 12 bucks. So I'll go see offers. And so uh, this place is in Corvallis 3D is actually one I've used multiple times, and I'm very happy with what we've been getting. So this is typically one we would buy. And you can see it's gone up. Every time I look at it, it goes up another buck. So it's $49 to make one. And then you could pay more based on, like, if you want it to come sooner, like if you're in a hurry, then you have to pay more money. So like, see, this is both Corvallis. It goes from $50 to $62 because it comes a few days earlier. I'm not interested in that. I guess this one's even quicker yet. So then another interesting thing is, like, you know, if I were to say buy, so remember it's $49 for one. Say I had them make me 10. It takes a little bit of time, but you know, 10, typically what'll happen is they can ship all 10 of them in the same box, so I don't have to pay 10 times the shipping. So see, now it's gone down to $324 for 10 of them, so it's $32 instead of 49 or whatever it was. I already forgot, 45. So this is how we do it. And then once you say, you know, you're ready to buy it, you know, it's kind of like everything else. You go add to cart. Well, I don't want to. Well, add to cart, and then you know, you can see what it all is. And there's actually, you can add a little production note here. Like sometimes I'll add a note that says, like, you know, please don't include any price information. And I'll say something like that because instead of me getting the part and then me shipping it to my customer, the guy who wants to buy it from me, I will just say ship it to that address, and you know, leave all this, because usually they'll tell me like, oh, it costs this much and blah blah blah. I don't really want, you know, someone to see what I paid. So anyways, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go to my cart and empty it. Yeah, or maybe not. So anyways, that's the service that I use. And then I get it professionally printed, probably more than likely way better than anything a home person could have. And yeah, I pay a little bit more for it, but it's, you know, when they upgrade their machines, I just get better prints. If somebody else comes online who does it cheaper, I can select them and so on. So I think it's a good compromise.